Believe, you righteous, that the sinners will become a shame and perish in the day of unrighteousness. Be it known to you, you sinners, that the Most High is mindful of your destruction, and the angels of heaven rejoice over your destruction. What will you do, you sinners? And where will you flee on that day of judgment? When you hear the voice of the prayer of the righteous, yes, you shall fare like unto them, against who this word shall be a testimony. You have been companions of sinners. And in those days the prayer of the righteous shall reach the Lord, and for you the days of your judgment shall come. And all the words of your unrighteousness shall be read out before the great Holy One, and your faces shall be covered with shame, and he will reject every work which is grounded on unrighteousness. Woe to you, you sinners, who live in the mid-ocean and on the dry land, whose remembrance is evil against you. Woe to you who acquire silver and gold in unrighteousness and say, we have become rich with riches and have possessions, and have acquired everything we have ever desired. And now let us do what we purposed, for we have gathered silver, and many are the husbands in our houses, and our granaries are full as with water. Yes, and like water your lies shall flow away, for your riches shall not abide, but speedily ascend from you. For you have acquired it all in unrighteousness, and you shall be given over to the great curse. And now I swear to you, to the wise and to the foolish, for you shall have manifold experiences on the earth. For you, men, shall put on more adornments than women, and colored garments more than a virgin, in royalty and in grandeur and in power, and in silver and in gold and in purple, and in splendor and in food they shall be poured out as water. Therefore they shall be wanting in doctrine and wisdom, and they shall perish thereby together with their possessions, and with all their glory and their splendor, and in shame, and in slaughter, and in great destitution, their spirit shall be cast into the furnace of fire. I have sworn to you, you sinners, as a mountain has not become a slave, and a hill does not become the handmaid of a woman. Even so, sin has not been sent upon the earth, but man of himself has created it. And under a great curse shall they fall who commit it. And barrenness has not been given to the woman, but on the account of the deeds of her own hands, she dies without children. I have sworn to you, you sinners, by the Holy Great One, that all your evil deeds are revealed in the heavens, and that none of your deeds of oppression are covered and hidden. And do not think in your spirit, nor say in your heart that you do not know and that you do not see that every sin is every day recorded in heaven in the presence of the Most High. From henceforth you know that all your oppression wherewith you oppress is written down every day till the day of your judgment. Woe to you, you fools, for through your folly shall you perish, and you transgress against the wise, and so good hap shall not be your portion. And now know you that you are prepared for the day of destruction. Wherefore do not hope to live, you sinners, but you shall depart and die, for you know no ransom. For you are prepared for the day of great judgment, for the day of tribulation and great shame for your spirits. Woe to you, you obstinate of heart, who work wickedness and eat blood? When have you good things to eat, and to drink, and to be filled, from all the good things which the Lord, the Most High, has placed in abundance on the earth? Therefore you shall have no peace. Woe to you who love the deeds of unrighteousness. Wherefore do you hope for good hap to yourselves? Know that you shall be delivered into the hands of the righteous, and they shall cut off your necks and slay you, and have no mercy upon you. Woe to you who rejoice in the tribulation of the righteous, for no grave shall be dug for you. Woe to you who set at naught the words of the righteous, for you shall have no hope of life. Woe to you who write down lying and godless words, for they write down their lies, that men may hear them and act godlessly toward their neighbor. Therefore they shall have no peace, but die a sudden death. Woe to you who work godlessness, and glory in lying, and extol them. You shall perish, and no happy life shall be yours. Woe to them who pervert the words of uprightness, and transgress the eternal law, and transform themselves into what they were not. They shall be trodden under foot upon the earth. In those days make ready, you righteous, to raise your prayers as a memorial, and place them as a testimony before the angels, that they may place the sin of the sinners for a memorial before the Most High. In those days the nations shall be stirred up, and the families of the nations shall arise on the day of destruction. And in those days the destitute shall go forth and carry off their children, and they shall abandon them, so that their children shall perish through them. Yes, they shall abandon their children that are still suckling, and not return to them, and shall have no pity on their beloved ones. And again I swear to you, you sinners, that sin is prepared for a day of unceasing bloodshed. And they who worship stones, and grave images of gold and silver and wood and clay, and those who worship impure spirits and demons and all kinds of idols, not according to knowledge, shall get no manner of help from them. And they shall become godless by reason of the folly of their hearts. And their eyes shall be blinded through the fear of their hearts, and through visions in their dreams. Through these they shall become godless and fearful, for they shall have wrought all their work in a lie, and shall have worshipped a stone. Therefore in an instant shall they perish. But in those days blessed are all they who accept the words of wisdom, and understand them, and observe the paths of the Most High, and walk in the path of his righteousness, and become not godless with the godless, for they shall be saved. Woe to you who spread evil to your neighbors, for you shall be slain in Sheol. Woe to you who make deceitful and false measures, and to them who cause bitterness on the earth, for they shall thereby be utterly consumed. Woe to you who build your houses through the grievous toil of others, and all their building materials are the bricks and stones of sin. I tell you, you shall have no peace. Woe to them who reject the measure and eternal heritage of their fathers, and whose souls follow after idols, for they shall have no rest. Woe to them who work unrighteousness and help oppression, and slay their neighbors until the day of great judgment. For he shall cast down your glory, and bring affliction on your hearts, and shall arouse his fierce indignation, and destroy you all with the sword. And all the holy and righteous shall remember your sins. And on those days in one place, the fathers together with their sons shall be smitten, and brothers one with another shall fall in death, till the streams flow with their blood. For a man shall not withhold his hand from slaying his sons and his sons' sons, and the sinner shall not withhold his hand from his honored brother. From dawn till sunset they shall slay one another. And the horse shall walk up to the breast in the blood of sinners, and the chariot shall be submerged to its height. In those days the angels shall descend into the secret places and gather together into one place all those who brought down sin, and the Most High will arise on that day of judgment to execute great judgment amongst sinners. And over all the righteous and holy he will appoint guardians from among the holy angels to guard them as the apple of an eye, until he makes an end of all wickedness and all sin. And though the righteous sleep a long sleep, they have no fear. And the children of the earth shall see the wise in security, and shall understand all the words of this book, and recognize that their riches shall not be able to save them in the overthrow of their sins. Woe to you, sinners, on the day of strong anguish! You who afflict the righteous and burn them with fire, you shall be requited according to your works. Woe to you, you obstinate of heart, who watch in order to devise wickedness! Therefore shall fear come upon you, and there shall be none to help you. Woe to you, you sinners, on account of the words of your mouth, and on account of the deeds of your hands, which your godlessness has wrought. In blazing flames burning worse than fire shall you burn. And now know you that from the angels he will inquire as to your deeds in heaven, from the sun and from the moon and from the stars, in reference to your sins, because upon the earth you execute judgment on the righteous. And he will summon to testify against you every cloud and mist and dew and rain, for they shall all be withheld because of you from descending upon you, and they shall be mindful of your sins. And now give presents to the rain, that it be not withheld from descending upon you, nor yet the dew, when it has received gold and silver from you, that it may descend. When the hoarfrost and snow with their chilliness, and all the snowstorms with all their plagues fall upon you, in those days you shall not be able to stand before them. Observe the heaven, you children of heaven, and every work of the Most High, and fear him, and work no evil in his presence. If he closes the windows of heaven, and withholds the rain and the dew from descending on the earth on your account, what will you do then? And if he sends his anger upon you because of your deeds, you cannot petition him, for you spoke proud and insolent words against his righteousness. Therefore you shall have no peace. And see you not the sailors of the ships, how their ships are tossed to and fro by the waves, and are shaken by the winds, and are in sore trouble? And therefore do they fear, because all their goodly possessions go upon the sea with them, and they have evil foreboding of heart, and the sea will swallow them, and they will perish there. Are not the entire sea and all its waters and all its movements the work of the Most High? And has he not set limits to its doings, and confined it throughout by the sand? And at his reproof it is afraid and dries up, and all its fish die, and all that is in it. But you sinners that are on the earth, fear him not. Has he not made the heaven and the earth, and all that is there? Who has given understanding and wisdom to everything that moves on the earth and in the sea? Do not the sailors of the ships fear the sea? Yet sinners fear not the Most High,